Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Passion for Life Gallery, where life inspires art. Hey, I am in front of the city gate once again. I have shot a couple of videos of this city. If you want to see or learn more about that, you can click the link above or in the description. But the reason I'm here today is I want to start a series of videos on walking tours right here in the city of Loja. Now, I have done some walking tours in another park to the south and at the radio towers, also which will be linked here in the description. But I want to do some walking tours right here in the city. And today, for the first tour, I'm going to start here at the city gate. And as you can see in the map, I'm going to walk up to Jipiro Park. It's a beautiful park, lovely place for families. And along the way, we'll make a couple of stops. So why not join me on this little walk? And we'll see what we can see. And as the famous song once said, these boots were made for walking, so boots, let's start walking. I just want to note as we cross this bridge that this is the Malacatos River, which will join up with the Zamora River, which we'll see shortly. So this right here is where the Malacatos and Zamora River meet. The Malacatos is the river that passes right through the center of town. The Zamora comes in from slightly to the west. Anyways, we'll be following the Zamora River up to Jipiro Park. So behind me and across from where the two rivers meet is the Mercado Gran Colombia. I think it might be the largest indoor mercado here in Loja. I'm not sure about that, but it's certainly one of the largest. So anyways, we'll just cross the street here, take a quick walk through it, and let you have a look. So they have everything you could possibly need here in this mercado. Vegetables in this direction. Fish of every possible kind. Continues up in this direction as well. We sell meat. We call this chicken on the hook. Ready to go. So admittedly, it doesn't look that big from the short tour that I took, but it actually continues up in this direction, as we will see as I walk up the river a little bit. It is really quite big. So I'm going to cross the road and we'll continue up the river. So as I mentioned, the Mercado does continue up past that building we were in to another series of buildings up here. And these also contain various mercados of various types. This is yet another part of it, and there's buildings in behind that. It's really huge if you actually get a chance to walk through it. But for now, we're going to continue with our walk up the river. So have you ever wondered what your dog sees while you're taking him for a walk? Always look both ways before you cross the street in Ecuador, because quite frankly, every time you do it, you're taking your life in your hands. So we are actually following the River Zamora, and this is actually Avenida Loja, it's called, just in case you're wondering. And the walk along here is really quite nice, especially in this particular area. There's some bamboo here, beautiful trees. If you are a birder, you might want to take your camera along. You never know what you're going to see. I don't know if you can hear the birds, but they're definitely up there in the trees somewhere. So I'm actually going to cross the river here. Up ahead of us, there's not really much of a sidewalk. So we're going to go across the road here, the other side of the river. There's a large mall on this side as well. You may want to stop in and visit. I know for a fact there are bathrooms in here in case you need to use them, and you can probably buy a snack. Okay, so we're on the other side of the river, and we will stay on this side until we get to Jipiro Park. I just wanted to stop at this intersection here just to show you where we're at more or less. In this direction is a huge roundabout, and up the hill from that you can go towards Catamayo and the coast, and also you can go north towards Cuenca. In this direction, this highway I believe goes to Zamora. It's the main road to Zamora, the other province towards the east and the orient. So you may or may not be able to see, but up ahead is the park. Okay, so we have reached our destination. We are at Jipiro Park. The southernmost entrance is behind me. There's also a pool over here. But we're not going to go in through this door, or through this gate rather. I want to go up here in this direction to the other side of the river again, because there's something very special here that you want to see, some displays, and then later on we'll take a walk through the park. It's a walk in the park, that's what I say. Okay, boots, let's keep walking. Okay, so the reason I wanted to take you to this side of the river is there is a series of monuments to different cultures here. There are some plaques all the way along, which I'm going to take some photos of, and I also will put a transcription of them in the description if you want to learn a little bit more about these displays. Some of the cultures here in Ecuador and South America. Just past the westernmost entrance to the park. It's right there. We're going to come back here in a minute, but I just want to show you some more of these displays on this side of the river. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the monuments. I've saved the best for last, and my personal favorite, the trains. Well, this train is in very rough shape. A lot of parts missing. Won't be running anytime soon. I actually did a painting of this, in which I explain a little bit of the history of it. I know that these trains operated at one time on the railways here. In case you are a ferroequinologist, you will note that the front running gear are missing. So it is a 240 in its original configuration. And if that means absolutely nothing to you, well, that's okay. It's just a train. Okay, So we're going to head back to the gate, the little bridge. We're going to take a quick walk around the park. This is not going to be a thorough tour of the park. If any of you are interested in having me do a complete tour of Jipiro Park and some of the monuments and stuff there, leave me a comment and I will be happy to do that. For now, we're just going to take a quick walk around. Okay, so once again, we are at the western entrance to the gate. It's a beautiful little covered bridge. And as we pass over the bridge, we are actually crossing the Samora River. Okay, so let's head into the park. Like I said, this is not going to be a long tour. I'm just going to take a quick walk around. Eiffel Tower and a bike park in behind it. Little building. It's like part of the Kremlin. There's actually a little train. Well, it's a series of carts pulled by a little tractor that goes around the park as well. Lake over here, artificial lake, has all kinds of birds in it. Geese, ducks. Through there in the middle there are some flamingos. As I mentioned, really the park deserves an entire tour in itself. I can't begin to cover everything that's here. We have a giant swan over here. As we move around, we see a castle, like something out of Cinderella or something. Off in the distance is actually the Benjamin Carrion Theatre. It's fairly new here. Gigantic performing arts theatre. Someday it'd be nice to actually go and have a look inside there. I have a little track with electric cars, and I'm assuming you can rent. This little canal here is actually for boats that you can rent, but I haven't seen them for a while, so I don't think they've been operating since the pandemic. But that's the idea anyways. I will say as we cross this canal again, there are numerous species of birds here, besides the ducks and the geese and the flamingos. I'm talking about native species. And they actually have some signs, which I will try and put a picture of, all around the park. Listing the names and showing a picture. And so we're just going to continue down on the back side of this canal. I should say the park continues in this direction quite a ways. We are going to head over there, but on the other side of the river again. Beautiful little creek. It's running out of this artificial canal. This is a wonderful, wonderful place to take the family. If you're a birder, also a great place to come and sit with your telephoto lens. This is the view from the other end of the lake. Okay, so I'm back on the bridge now. I want to head to the other side of the river and go a little bit further north here, up past the train and the other monuments that we saw. And when I get up to the end of that, past the canches, etc., I'll explain why. So I've just stopped up past where the train is, and there's a beautiful, beautiful little pasture here. I've seen horses down here before, during the pandemic when they weren't mowing it. Let's move on, as they say, to our final destination. In the final part of the park here, there's just a bunch of canches. Boys are out playing football today. And it turned out to be a beautiful day today. When I started out, I wore long pants because it was actually quite cool. I thought I might even need a jacket, but I certainly don't need it. It's actually really warm at this point. So I've actually gone past the end of what I'll technically call Jipiro Park. And there's a little stretch of walkway on both sides of the river that continue up. It's quite beautiful here as well. And just up ahead of us, a little ways, is our final destination. Well, it's not that exciting actually, but we'll let you know when I get there. Well, I have reached the final destination of this particular walk today. Across the street is a Bioparque Orios something or other. One is the Occidental, one is the Oriental, east and west. They go up both sides of the Zamora River. It's about 11 kilometers round trip. It's another walk that I'd like to do with you guys. Not today, my feet are sore, but I will do that another time. That is the walk for today. The question is now, do I take a cab home or do I walk back? It's about 2.5 kilometers so far to this point. I think not including the walk around the park. So we'll see. That, my friends, will for always be my secret. So whether I walk back or take a cab. Okay, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more of this content, please support our channel by giving us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already done so. And leave a comment. Let us know if you want to see more of Jipiro Park or some of the other parks around town. But we will be doing more of these walkabouts around town. Thank you very much for supporting us. This is Passion for Life Gallery, where life inspires art. This is Passion for Life Gallery, where life... No. This is Passion for Life Gallery, where art... No. This is Passion for Life Gallery, where life imitates... No.